Yo, 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 what's up, everybody, man? Y'all know who this is, man. This is the Golden Voice Mall. I'm actually already on my second double IPA, so I'm feeling super right. About to crank this out and be faded because welcome to another live edition of the Fade Hour, man. And y'all know when it's the Fade Hour, y'all gotta get y'all drinks ready. Y'all gotta get y'all smokes ready. Y'all definitely need to be faded within the first 10 to 15 minutes of the episode because we about to bring it to y'all again, man. And who is y'all? My homeboys. I'm gonna step aside and let them introduce themselves, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into it.
What up, world? It's your boy News, representing Ringside Rave all day. Y'all know what it is in me, man. Sound like I got a little feedback, but
Yeah.
you get. Hold on a second. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it sound like I got feedback? Do I sound good?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, cool. Because I want the people to hear me. Because I got this fresh bag that I'm opening up right now, and I ain't want no feedback, so they can know. The only feedback I want to know is, or the only feedback I'm giving is how this pack hit. And I got a fresh pack of Girl Scout cookies. I'm ready to go. Let's get it. It's the Fade Hour.
So what up, yo? It's Pascal Scorpio, the New England representative, and I'm chilling right here. Today's my birthday and whatnot, but I can't get. But I've already got drunk during the last 3-4 days, so I'm just chilling here with my glass of Chardonnay, just ready to get into this.
Yeah, we got feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, yo? You already know this is your boy P, repping Ringside Rave and Bodega Boxing. And today I'm not working, so I'm drinking. I got the Ciroc on deck, berry. I got me some spicy nacho Doritos, so I'm all ready to go.
Spicy nachos with the Ciroc? I never tried that.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to try that one day.
But yeah, man, here we are, man. Tonight's going to be a kind of an episode that's actually centered around. We at the midway point of the year, so that means we in the midway point of boxing. So I thought it would be nice tonight if we kind of just went over a few categories, kind of like a mid-season awards, kind of like the All-Star game in a sense. But tonight, yeah, man, I actually want to just jump right into it and ask everybody, as far as when it comes to the first half of the year of boxing, man, the first 6 months, to y'all, what has been the first half fight of the year?
For me, easily so far, it's J Rock versus Hurd.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Disagree.
Oh,
I'm disagreeing. I was gonna say Hurd versus J Rock. I had it all lined up. I had a nice little speech about how J Rock turned his whole life around with the return victory over Jared Hurd, who was poised to go up against Jamel Charlo afterwards. But nah, man, I got to go with the fight of the year so far for me is Ruiz getting the W over Joshua.
I knew
I
you was
feel
gonna say
like-
that.
Yeah, and I give him the reason why too. I'm gonna get a reason why. And the reason why is because he took the fight, of course, on short notice with no hope. Joshua was making his debut in the United States, holding 3 of the 4 belts, undefeated. It was the biggest fight in New York. Ruiz had everything against him. He was also knocked down in the fight, and the qualifications of the back and forth is at least for both fighters to hit the deck. Both of them did. And there was a lot of knockdowns, a lot of big punches, exchange, exciting fight. I got to give it to Ruiz, man. It changed his life. I mean, I think that he did it. I think J Rock may be a better fighter, but I think Ruiz's W was much bigger against a better opponent.
You know what, bro? The only reason why I didn't say that, I didn't go with that fight. That was my initial, but outside of this, the third and the final round, the fight was just kind of just average. like I said, those 2 rounds was explosive as hell. But the other 5 to me was too. That's why I just went J Rock. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not arguing what you're saying, but because that's a damn good choice.
No, I
No,
mean, I can see that.
I mean, J Rock and Bird, that's a good pick. But yeah, that's why I'm going Ruiz.
Gotcha.
Obviously, as a Joshua fan, that's the reason why it's not, fight of the year just off of prejudice. But speaking from a non-prejudice point, like I said, like Moss said, it was 2 rounds that was, that it was like, yeah, it was like tense, it was good, and then the rest of the rounds were just like it was like tactical until Ruiz landed, again in the 7th round, and that was that. So, meanwhile, J Rock versus Hurd. J Rock, of course, put the first knockdown on Hurd, and then Hurd. I mean, all he knows how to do is just fight harder, and it made it like an interesting scrap, a really interesting scrap. So,
Yep.
that's why I had to pick that.
I agree. And me personally, I've always said that when it comes to like certain fights, like favorite fights or fight of the year, when it comes to evaluating like those kind of fights and action and entertainment. And I've always said that I've always preferred a consistent flow of action throughout the whole fight rather than just the high points and then the low points, because like that's basically what it really depends on what you prefer. Joshua and Ruiz had the higher moments, like the higher points of the fight were higher, but the lowest points were lower. So I've always been a fan of consistent action from start to finish, and I think J Rock Hurd checked that box.
But yeah, those two. Any other fights y'all think could be in consideration?
There are plenty. There's obviously Lamont Peterson and Lipinets. That was one. That was a hell of a fight. I know we talked about earlier. Most people didn't think so, but that one exceeded my expectations. I thought it was just gonna be one sided, but those 2 motherfuckers just brawled. And then there was the Daniel Roman versus TJ Doheny fight. That was outstanding too. So that was a war. And I think those were probably 2 of my favorite fights of the year so far.
My favorite fight of the year is Earl Spence versus Mikey Garcia and Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale. Because, and the reason why, again, is because as a fan of boxing, I like to see fights where there's something on the line. It's something at stake, whether it's a belt or whether it's personally. And for Mikey Garcia, what was on the line was his legacy as far as what he was trying to do, trying to be a warrior and all these other big words they put on him. And he took the beating of a lifetime that he should. And I was thoroughly entertained. Like I might rewatch that after the fade hour, as a matter of fact. And as far as Wilder and Breazeale, man, I love the way Breazeale got dominated by Wilder. I was extremely entertained by that. I don't know. I'm a fan of one-sided squash matches. Like I said, when it's beef or something. Like I like that.
Gotcha. Now, let me ask y'all on the flip side of that, what was the dud of the first half? Like a fight that you was really looking up forward to, and it just did not deliver for whatever reason.
Jacobs.
Pacquiao.
I'll explain my book since I'm in the minority. Canelo versus Jacobs, because this was supposed to be the market. This was supposed to be the fight of the year. On paper for the first half of the year. It had all the hype. It was a 3-belt unification and everything like that. And the fight was just either it was a struggle, like because 2 of them were like badly conditioned. They weren't really up to. They weren't up to fighting the way they should have fought. And it was just like slow and kind of dull. And no one really talked about it afterward. So that's my pick. Anyone else going?
I was thinking. Besides AB Pacquiao, I don't know because every fight pretty much disappointed me. Like I've been saying since November. Like I'm tired of the lack of fights, of big fights, and especially, well, period. I'm tired of not having the matchups. So pretty much every fight is disappointing me. Like I can't get excited over a non-squash match. Like if you're gonna fight an opponent that's not on your level, I expect you to dominate them. And these guys are having competitive fights with guys who aren't supposed to be on the level. That disappoints me.
Mm,
That disappoints me. So I guess boxing in 2019 as a whole is disappointing to me pretty much.
damn. Damn.
Yeah.
P. P.
I said AB Pacquiao is the most disappointing fight. I can see Canelo Jacobs also being disappointing, but I feel like actually really a lot of the fights really were just kind of like I don't want to say a lot of the fights so
Right.
far haven't been. I'm not gonna say they've been disappointing. They've been just very blah.
Well, I'll
Like
say this: the marquee fights for this year, the ones that haven't been good. You know, I think that's been the thing with 2019 boxing so far.
Yeah.
yep,
I mean, one fight that. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah, I can hear you.
My bad. One fight that was a dud to me for whatever reason was Kovalev and Alvarez too. Like that fight just came and
Yeah.
went, and when I was watching it, I was just like, "This shit is."
Eh,
It was.
I don't
I
think it
don't
was
know.
a
I went back and
dud.
watched it. Yeah, like I don't know. When I just went back and watched it, I just felt myself wishing for it to hurry up and be over with. Like I don't know. I just thought Kovalev. I thought Alvarez would have done more. I guess that's what was the dud to me. It was like him just not doing, him not trying to go for it more.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I think that's just like Alvarez's style of fighting. But in this case,
Right.
it worked against him, as in, Kovalev decided, hey, let me use a jet. Hey, let me use some movement. Let
Right.
me try to box this guy instead of trying to bomb him out. So yeah, I mean, I would say, in the end, it did resurrect Kovalev. I mean, it showed that Kovalev obviously can box. He's a high level boxer too to go along with his power. But yeah, like I said, it did kind of drag out a little bit.
Right. 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 But
Like,
shit, man.
no,
Go ahead,
I ain't
nigga.
like none of it, man. I don't want to double down on it. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to be celebrating it, so we might have to
Mm-hmm.
move on from what's disappointing because
We
I'm at
be
the go to.
we'll sit here and go 30 minutes on it, but yeah, I just want to get y'all opinion then on what do y'all feel was the first half KO of the year.
I don't know,
Oh,
Mo. Your mic giving us the feedback.
Yeah, that's me. My bad. I was asking KO of the year.
The
KO
KO
of
of
the
the year.
first half.
I'll let one of y'all go first because that's an easy one for me.
all right, I got one. The Devin Haney versus Antonio Moran one. That's my KO of the year so far. Because that shit, I mean, just the call itself, like the announcer saying fire in his eyes, and then Haney delivers a hell of a right hand, and you see, and I mean that fight, that was an instant one hitter quitter, and Moran was just struggling on the canvas, like he wasn't getting up even to issue the 20 count, man. That shit was just vicious and sudden, and so I was just like, damn, and that was after Haney was like boxing the shit out of him, and I was like, damn, that is how you put that's how you put an end to a fight.
P, who do you got?
Like the first one that came to mind was just Wilder Brazil. I'm trying to think. Like I'm really like now like I'm bad with these best whatever of the year because I have to like really sit back and like in the memory bank and think. It's fucking. I watch too much fucking boxing to remember every fucking knockout that happened. God damn. Yeah. So let me like right now. I'm just gonna go with Wilder Brazil until I jog my memory bank again and see if I can think of another KO that was worse, or maybe the Inuao KO. No, I'm mixing up my KOs too. So I'm like, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Wilder Brazil for now until further notice. I might change that before we switch. Let me think.
So I'm going with Wilder Brazil, of course, as my KO of the first half so far. when you got the ability to turn a bitter rival into one of them things that they put in front of the car wash. You know what I mean? One of them floatable things that be floating around like that.
Yeah.
That's what he did to Dominic Brazil, man. You got the ability to do that to another human being, another grown man. I got to give you the KO of the first half. But I did have a tie, though, as far as for my second place. So, like, my second and third is actually tied for second. And that's, like you said, Devin Haney. I got Devin Haney's knockout because that was amazing. But I also got Teofimo Lopez knockout over Diego Magdaleno.
Yeah, that one.
That was crazy, too.
Yeah, Magdaleno. Yeah, because that one was just like what, and that was when the referee was like should have pulled him out of the fight, and then Lopez just like 2 left hooks. Yeah, he was finished.
Yeah.
So those are my my runner ups. Both of those are great honorable mentions for the KO of the first half. Both big.
Yeah, Pat. I got one. I forgot his name though. Pat Mir was asking you about him on the college.
And this one I actually saw live. The Madrimal versus Frank Rojas KO.
Yeah.
I was there live, and this shit was so brutal. Like Rojas did not wake up even after like 10 minutes. Like they carried him out, he was still unconscious. That shit was that shit was crazy.
So that Wilder one was probably the most recognizable one though. That shit was ridiculous. Still get memed to this day.
After all that trash Brazil talk, man, to go out like that in front of his wife and kids anyway.
Has he said anything? Has he been on social media anywhere? Like,
nah, he's been quiet. He hasn't said shit.
He pulling the rigging down.
He shouldn't say nothing. He got his ass whooped by Anthony Joshua
nothing to
say for running his mouth. They both did it to him, so he called it on himself.
Yeah. And I don't know how he can come back from that. I can't take him serious after that at all. Not that I took him serious prior to that, but
I mean, where do you go? Like, people be saying it's disrespectful, but it's not disrespectful because we're talking sports. The same way we'll talk the NBA when we say a team is like a lottery team, we could say that about a boxer. Dominic Brazil is like a lottery boxer. So, with that being the case, he can come back because he ain't went nowhere. All he got to do is just start boxing again. He'll be right back in the same spot.
I mean, he's lost to the 2 top heavyweights in this generation. Maybe Fury will probably make it the hat trick.
He actually lost more, man. He should have lost that fight to Mansour. He should have lost that to
the African cat, the Polish African cat.
Yeah, what was the guy? Kurt, what was his name?
Curtis
Harper.
Yeah, him.
I can't remember. Like, this dude should have had multiple losses on his resume.
And speaking of resume, kind of segue into the next question, man. We're moving pretty fast, but we'll make do with the time. The midway point. I just want to go around the room, starting with P, and get everybody's in order too. Top 5 pound for pound in order.
God damn it! You mean these? You know me and pound for pound list have a fucking love-hate relationship.
I know.
God damn it! But I'll try my best for pound. Until further notice, I still have Lomachenko up top. Canelo. Inoue. Fuck, I'm terrible. These are fucking hard. I hate pound for pound.
T-Crawford.
Crawford. And 5th one would be. It's fucking hard. I'm really trying to sit here and think. Give me a minute. I'll get back to you on the fifth one.
Nah, you straight. Pat?
Oh yeah, my pound for pound, easy. First one, top Crawford. Second, Usyk. Third,
Oh yeah,
Lomachenko.
Usyk is in there too. Usyk could probably be like third.
As I was saying, Lomachenko third, Canelo fourth, and Monster Anyway fifth.
I heard that. I heard you clear that voice, News.
I got.
heard you clear the
Yeah,
throat.
man. I don't know what Pat list was on, but
Yeah, no,
Every
mine
list,
has no
bro.
Spence on top five because he shouldn't be on the pound for pound list.
Loma. Listen, man. Whenever a pound for pound list starts off, it just Lomachenko is like the. That's like when if you don't know a basketball team, you would say Lakers. If you don't know a baseball team, you would say Yankees. If you don't know a football team, you would say Patriots or something, or Cowboys, depending on how old you are. Well, when it comes to boxing, and we're talking about number one pound for pound, and you don't know who it is, just say Lomachenko because that's who the number one pound for pound fighter is today. So for the rest, the best of the rest, because that's what it is at the number one, I go with Canelo at number two. Number three, I'm going with Earl Spence. Number four, I'm going with Terrence Crawford. And then number five, I'm going to go with Usyk. I got Usyk at number five because cruiserweights fight in only the cruiserweight division. They're only as good as the opponents they fight. Until I see a cruiserweight move up from cruiserweight and heavyweight and do something, I can't really give Usyk a top spot because his opponents don't move. I don't see him against nobody else.
Can't elevate him any higher. Right.
I can't put him above. Canelo, I've seen him move up divisions and win championships. Crawford, he moved up and won championships too, but I think Earl Spence has been more dominant with the opponents that he's fought. And then Loma, like I said, that's pretty much a given. That's like asking me, like if I take from Marbury, that's like asking me if it's raining outside and it's raining outside. You know? Shout out to Stephon Marbury.
A Stephon Marbury reference. Starberry. Yeah.
Who's your top five, Ma?
Yeah, dog. I was thinking about that, man. I'm gonna say Loma number one. I'm gonna say Canelo number two. I gotta say Canelo. Because when I think of the pound for pound, I do it like in a year time frame from the date. So from this time last year up until now, I might say fuck it, Canelo 1 and then Loma 2. Monster 3, Crawford 4. No, Usyk 4, Crawford 5.
For Crawford 5, yeah. Yeah,
there's nothing against Crawford, but like we always say against Crawford, only thing that's holding him back is the opposition. You know what I'm saying? Like, it cannot be understated that, you know what, because of that, I got to put him out, and I would put Spence there, but his opposition haven't been the greatest either. So,
and this is why
spot.
And this is why pound for pound makes me pull my fucking hair out, because I'm like, resume or fucking how good you look, like pause for some smoke with you. Pause. So I'll say pause for that. I've always been with the old school of pound for pound should be, regardless of your resume, like the best fighters, like regardless.
My
of
eyes
weight.
tell me.
What?
Yeah, no, it's like what your eyes tell you, regardless of who in front of them. What your eyes are telling you.
Yeah, but everybody thinks differently, so
right.
I don't know. It's just so fucking hard. This is exactly why I'm like fucking pulling my hair out with this fucking pound for pound shit.
Right.
I mean, we seen it. I seen a top 10 pound for pound fighter go up against Earl Spence and get out skilled. So how could Earl Spence not be pound for pound? So I had to have him, especially in my top 5, because like I said, he's dominated everybody he's faced. Shout out to Kell Brook. Shout out to Mikey Garcia. if whoever shout out to Sean Porter because he's gonna get dominated too. And we're gonna have another talk at that time. Because at that point, there's nothing you can hate on Earl Spence about. If Earl Spence goes out there and takes care of Sean Porter, there's nothing anybody can say. As a matter of fact, if you don't have Earl Spence top 5 after he beat Sean Porter, I'm at to question your entire list. It just is what it is. It's the truth seeker season, man. The second half is about the truth seekers.
Last year Spence fought Ocampo and Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Punishment too.
Spence got to do a lot more because Spence has not even done as much as a Thurman. And Thurman, the only reason why Thurman's not on this is because he's just too damn inactive. Thurman, if Thurman beats Pacquiao, he is the top welterweight. You know what I'm saying? It's like Spence has a little bit more. Has a little bit more ways to go, you know, for me to see him as the top welterweight. Not even beating Porter will do it.
Spence is right. Spence is right there, though. So,
wait.
If
That doesn't even make sense.
If Pacquiao,
hold on.
I was just saying. I think if Pacquiao. Okay.
Excuse me.
Go news. Sorry.
How does Thurman beating Manny Pacquiao make him a top welterweight when he scraped by the skin of his teeth for Sean Porter? Only to turn around and say, if Earl Spence beats Sean Porter, it won't even matter. When Keith Thurman barely got past him. If Earl Spence dominates Sean Porter, that extremely elevates him. Because Keith Thurman is a round away from not having the belt he had. One round. It wasn't like he won on the scorecards 118 to 110. Those scores was extremely close. And I actually thought he lost that fight. Many people thought
What?
No, I did not.
What?
Many people thought Keith Thurman lost that fight to Sean Porter.
Yeah, Pat fought it.
Pat?
I didn't think he lost it. I thought it was too damn close.
I don't remember because when we went there, we went to that fight. You were like, Keith did not win that fight. I remember
you saying that, Pat. And so Spence beats him.
Porter fans all the time. I was arguing with Porter fans for a hot minute that day.
But I mean, if Keith loses to Pacquiao and Spence beats he won't. But I'm just saying, if he does and Spence beats Porter, then you have to put Spence at top. So
I'm not even saying that Thurman's not a top welterweight because he is. I'm just saying that elevates Spence too. If he dominates Sean Porter, that doesn't keep him like, well, he needs to prove more. Like, what does he have to prove? He already broke Kell Brooks' face. He already outskilled Mikey Garcia. He would have a domination of Sean Porter on the resume. The only thing he can do is fight Keith Thurman or Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford would have more to prove than him as a welterweight. He has the most to prove, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
He has way more to prove to Keith Thurman as a welterweight. So if we went off of welterweight resumes, Spence is already above Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's best win is a welterweight.
Yeah, right. Amir Khan.
Jeff Horn? Amir Khan?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I can understand. Yeah.
So that push him way. When Spence beats Porter and Thurman beats Pacquiao, that puts a gap.
Well, I will say that, and I'm not saying that this is that this should be the case, but I can already see this being said. It's that people will say that Spence beats Porter, he's beating a Porter that's damn good.
You think Porter has shown some slippage since the Thurman fight?
Oh, he absolutely has.
Very much so.
How? He dominated Danny Garcia.
No, I mean, wait, it's not.
Granados,
I'm not gonna
right? How y'all felt he looked against Granados?
He didn't look great against Granados.
Right, but that was...
Porter didn't look great against Granados.
See, this is what happens to Earl Spence, and this is why Earl Spence stay on the resume he do, because people start trying to downplay his opponents before they get to Earl Spence. But you can't downplay. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, period. He was supposed to. He fought Adrian Granados and then beat up Danny Garcia. Like, he beat Garcia after Granados. And
Yeah,
so
I get it.
I can't say he's on the downslide because is it because of the Ugas fight? So we're gonna say he's on the downslide because of that fight? No, man. Sean Porter's still Sean
Well,
Porter.
I mean, he looked good against Danny. I don't think he dominated him, but he looked pretty good against Danny. But also, it's because of like the style. The style he's been fighting with recently is not like the Sean Porter of the prime. He's mauling people down. Like he's been
I,
using more movement and the boxing more. And so, like to most people, to the naked eye, he just doesn't look as good because of that.
yeah, because I thought against Ugas, I was like, he actually trying to outbox him,
Yeah.
and I thought Ugas drew with him or damn near won,
Yep.
but yeah,
That game plan worked because of Danny's abilities or limited abilities. That boxing style worked for against Danny. It doesn't work against Ugas. And I
I
think
mean,
it will kind of work against Spence, but not really. He's gonna have to kind of do a little bit of a hybrid approach. I don't trust Porter to do that.
man, there's nothing Sean Porter can do to beat Earl Spence.
Yep.
There's nothing he can do. He's gonna take
Outside of a lucky punch, in my opinion.
he don't have a lucky punch. He's not like a puncher like that.
Right.
He's gonna have to try them all. And that is his special ability, but he's not gonna be able to do it against Earl Spence. So he's gonna have to try to outbox him. But he's not gonna be able to do that. Earl Spence is too big, too strong for that. So it's pretty much and gonna be another Earl Spence clear victory. But what's after that? Are we going to be able to get Spence versus Thurman? Are we going to be able to get Spence versus Crawford? Are we going to be able to get Thurman versus Crawford? Like, that's what I
Or
want
what
to know.
about so news? Oh, well, I asked y'all since you kind of segue there. Do you believe Spence claim that he gonna call Oscar De La Hoya's bluff about Canelo, or you think that's just lip service? Pause.
I just don't care about that fight. Period.
Man, I love to see that fight, man. The truth versus the franchise at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That'd be a big fight.
How do y'all feel about people jumping up to weight classes looking for big money paydays? Because we just had Mikey just did it. Spence talking about he might be willing to do it for Canelo. Canelo might be willing to do it to fight Kovalev. Like, how do y'all feel about people trying to jump up weight classes or 2 weight classes just for the payday? Like, are y'all in favor for it to get the bag, or y'all just like the integrity or the common sense of it is kind of fucking with y'all?
I'd only approve of it if they actually cleared out their actual division, or if there was nothing in the division to fight. Else, all this weight jumping that's going around there, I'm not really fucking with it.
Yeah. I feel like they deserve to take the heat, which is why I always give it to them. Like back in the day, and I ain't talking about 5, 10, 15 years ago. I'm talking about back in the 1940s. It wasn't no, oh, well, Sugar Ray Robinson lost. Well, he moved up he's fighting a guy 20 pounds bigger than him. It wasn't none of that, man. These guys ain't moving up that much. If you fight Canelo and you lose, if you say, I want to fight Canelo and Canelo whips your ass, you got to take that loss. And I'm going to keep talking about that. Just like I keep talking about Kell Brook getting his face broke by GGG. It's not well, I move up there, but I get to hide under the fact that I'm a welterweight. So really, no matter if I lose, it don't matter because y'all going to protect me. I ain't protecting you. You took the L. Like, you went and challenged a guy you knew that you was bigger than you. He fought you. Y'all both made weight. You're supposed to be a pound for pound fighter, right? And that circles back to the pound for pound argument. You're supposed to be a pound for pound fighter. But yet, when we're at the same weight, I break your face. So literally, you're not pound for pound. You're only a made up pound for pound fighter. And so I do like those fights. If Canelo and Earl Spence actually fight, and Canelo one side or blows Spence out or something like that, or Spence win, I'm giving them all the credit. And whoever loses, I'm giving them all the heat.
All the heat. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta hold them to it, man. We gotta hold them to the fire, man. These boxers are trying to hustle us. They talk of a big game, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna beat him and I'm gonna do that by the pay-per-view. And then they lose at the end. Well, yeah, I was just a little small. He was the bigger man. You knew that 10 weeks ago.
Mikey Garcia.
I don't want to hear that stuff.
Yeah,
Tell
I mean,
us
I
what
wasn't fucking with that fight in the first place because I thought it was a mismatch, and it turned out to be one.
That's an understatement, Pat. That shit was an understatement.
They got to take that loss, man. They got to take that loss. It's like if Loma moves up to 140 and loses to somebody like Regis, he couldn't go back to 135. Like, well, really, I'm a 135 pounder. Nah,
Yeah,
that loss stays with you.
Yep.
Roberto Duran took his losses like a man. I'm gonna always say that. Nobody removes losses that Roberto Duran, the greatest 135 pounder ever, has on his record above 135. They don't remove his losses at 154. They don't remove his losses at light heavyweight. They don't remove those. And he don't remove them. So I'm not removing them from their loss. That you got an L on your record. And that's why. You thought you were better than what you really are.
Right. Yeah, man. Shit. News. How about what? I'm gonna swing into you, News. I had topics here where Aaron, laid out, but shit. How about you throw us a curveball topic, man?
All right. Who y'all think? I got one for you. Who had the best entrance so far of 2019?
Yeah,
I know I like the presentation, all the flair, the fashion, the swag. Who came out with the best entrance thus far in 2019 that you remember?
I remember ABs and I remember Herds. Those are the two ones I think of initially.
Kurt came out with Redskins gear, which automatically make it bad. Shit.
I'm gonna say Herds because I remember that more. That was more recently, and I thought that. I say AB is up there, but I'm gonna say Herd. I'm gonna say Herd. I remember his.
Man, I mean, and only because I actually saw this one live. The one for Demetrius Andre, that shit was just. I mean, them motherfuckers went crazy for that motherfucker.
Man, they love him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Andre. Yeah, I'm sure his fights be crazy. I'm sure they do. I got
Who you got?
So I thought it was weird, but I'm gonna go with it because of the effort he tried to put into it, even though he was smiling too hard while they were doing that. And so I'm gonna go with Tank's entrance with the Thriller. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
that's what it was. I forgot. That's what it was.
That shit was trash. That shit was hilarious.
I gotta give it to him for the try-in, man.
That's what it was. Tank. Yeah.
I mean, Tank was just absolutely pathetic. Like, Tank was just like, first of all, it wasn't even Halloween. Coming out, I mean, looking like biting off not seeing my entrance. And then he couldn't even groove to the ring, man. He was just over there just struggling. He was walking all slowly, teasing. What? Like, groove to the ring, nigga. You black. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, someone definitely forced him to do that.
Where's he at?
I'm right here. I'm here.
Oh, I was like, oh shit, where's he at?
Because you making me think about all these damn entrances. Like, I don't really pay attention to the entrances like that, honestly. Like, that one was I thought that Michael Jackson Thriller shit was goofy as fuck. So the only time I like fuck with like entrance music is like usually like depends on like I like to see who walks people out, like who performs with them. So
I say one though.
When Errol Spence got
special,
Yellow Easy, I fucked with that just because the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I fucked with that, and then I fucked with Charlo getting walked out to the ring by my dude Zero, most underrated wrestler in the game.
Oh God!
And yeah. So other than that, I don't really listen. I don't really care about entrance music like that. And entrance is like fucking walking to the ring. Like I don't care.
No, I'm gonna give you one that was nice, and this one had nobody walking them out really, and that was Conlon's on St. Patrick's Day. Man, that crowd was going crazy. Y'all
Con-
remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he came out St. Patrick's Day, the crowd was
No, I
going
didn't even see
crazy.
it. I
Like he was
didn't
a
see it,
superstar.
bro. I didn't see it, so I gotta go. I gotta go back
Oh,
and look
man.
at it.
Yeah, like you would have thought that you was watching. You would have thought you was watching like WWE or like some type of legendary fighter coming out. Like it's just common. they were
Look,
going
that's
crazy.
like Bret Hart. That was like when Bret Hart used to go back to Canada.
Yeah, but they were just like Madison Square Garden, I believe. Were they?
Yeah, there was a
I
match.
think so.
Yeah, because there was the whole St. Patrick's thing that Tom Frank was doing.
Yeah.
Was that when McGregor was with him? That's what you're talking about?
Nah.
Oh, I'm getting him mixed up with I'm getting him mixed up with somebody. I told you I don't have two double
the only
IPA.
person I remember McGregor walking out was Katie Taylor.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. That's what it is. But
and then the crazy
shit.
thing about, I was gonna say, like speaking of Katie Taylor and like
She
speaking
had a fight of the year.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Against Pursoon. Yeah, she definitely had a fight of the year. That's probably one of the best women's fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And yet people say she struggled. Like,
She did.
So like, this is like sometimes I wonder about like, oh, this is like one of the best fights of the year. But it's like for the wrong reasons, because it's like, okay, it's a great fight, but yet you're gonna use that against them and say, oh, that they struggled and shit. Like, oh, they barely beat that person, but yet you're calling it the fight of the year.
Fight of the year, right. Expectation.
Just like how he mentioned, oh, Thurman struggled against Porter, but most people thought it was the fucking fight of the year. Like, what the hell?
Expectations.
No, because that's against two top tier opponents. Two top tier opponents are supposed to have competitive fights. A top tier opponent and a mid tier opponent. Like, I'm gonna be pissed if I'm staying up to 1 a.m. to watch my Lakers and we going to overtime with teams like the Detroit Pistons.
Man, don't shit on Blake Griffin like that. Don't shit on Blake Griffin like that.
One, the Pistons are a playoff team. B, like off nights happen. Like off nights.
Man.
You can't
be a fight of the year though.
But you're saying a top tier person player or can't have an off night. Like
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I can't be a fight of the year. Like for me, for my qualifications for a fight of the year, you have to first of all have two top tier opposition going at it, because I need to make sure that the skills at the top level. That's why I'm a fan of, even if it's one sided, I know it's the best versus the best. I can't be mad that Jordan beat your team by 30 in the NBA Finals. You're the best team that the West has to offer. And so that's how I feel when I see one-sided fights with top levels. Like even then with women, like I know y'all said Katie Taylor, I like Clarissa Shields' fight. I like Clarissa Shields. She won all the belts. To me, like there's no bigger fight than that. So if that's the biggest fight, it has to be the fight of the year to me, because that's the real championship of all of them.
Shit. Speaking of Shields, boy, if we had a beatdown of the year, she'd be up there too. Her, the Dog Bay fight, and the Garcia fight, Mikey and Spence fight would be up there. Them three would be up there for ass whipping of the first half of the year.
Shields is the trash talker of the year so far.
Oh, yeah, Garcia and Granados. Yeah, that would be up there too for ass whipping of the year.
I'm giving Shields the trash talker of the year thus far.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, it don't matter if you on Twitter, it don't matter if you're on Instagram, it don't matter if y'all at the press conference.
She hear and see everything. She buck at anybody.
During the fight, she's at your neck, but she backs it up in the ring, and that's what makes her Clarissa Shields. So as long as ain't that what they say? Keep kicking ass and talking. Hey, they say kicking ass and taking names, but we might to switch it up right now. You can keep, as long as you keep kicking ass, you keep talking trash.
You know kicking ass and talking trash,
basically.
But shoot, man, as far as looking forward to the second half of the year, man, Can y'all? Yeah, I just want to go around the table and get a prediction. I don't know, a fight that may happen, or a prediction. Somebody going to ask. Well, just give me just give us something to look forward to the second half of the year. Just in general, whatever. When you think of that, what's the first thing that come to your mind? The first few things that come to your mind.
2 weeks. Two
Mm.
weeks.
Yep. Yep.
I think we see a stoppage. I'm not gonna say
Mm-hmm.
who, but ladies and gentlemen, that is not a prediction. That is what we call a spoiler.
But P, to expand on that a little bit more, I think it was you who was speaking on boxing karma.
Yes,
Can
yes,
can you let the people know about when you was mentioning boxing karma with Pacquiao and Thurman?
yes. I truly believe in boxing karma more than real karma. Like, so, here's for those that that are listening that might not know the history and all of that. So, 10 years ago,
Mm.
when Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito fought their first fight. We all know that was a memorable fight.
I want a
When
lot of
they
money off that fight.
when they first fought, Oscar De La Hoya was on record as saying that he was going to face the winner. He wanted the winner of that fight. What he really meant was he really wanted Cotto. And once
Mm-hmm.
Margarito won, he didn't want to fight Margarito, even though he came out and said, "Oh, I'm going to fight the winner." So instead of fighting the winner, which was Antonio Margarito, he ended up fighting
Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. Mind you, this was a Pacquiao that was at the time was at 135 at lightweight. So he was
Mm.
dragging two weight divisions to 147. That to me is a cherry pick. It's a cherry pick that went wrong when he got his ass beat. Why? Because he tried to look the easy way out and took the easier fight after he said, "I'm going to fight the winner," and then all of a sudden he backs out and goes to the cherry pick. He made it seem like it wasn't a cherry pick, but it really was a cherry pick, and it went wrong. That, my friends, is boxing karma. Now, fast forward 10 years later, we see Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia, and we see Manny Pacquiao at the fight. And when he had the mic, when Jim Gray talked to him, he said, "I want to fight the winner." He said that. What he really meant was, "I want to fight Mikey Garcia if he wins." Because when Spence won
Mm-hmm.
and they got him in the ring, he didn't even want to share the fucking ring with him. Like, he didn't even want to be there. He was so scared to even be right next to him. And so he said to fight the winner. But so instead of
Right.
fighting like he said, he goes and fights Keith Thurman. Now, mind you, this is Keith Thurman that is just coming off a 2-year layoff, that had a tune-up fight against Josecito Lopez that people saw him almost get stopped in many people's eyes. And he looked weak. He looked vulnerable. So Pacquiao picks that guy, the guy that doesn't look good, and he's the easiest of the possible available opponent. How bad he looked, the most vulnerable. It's basically almost a cherry pick, and it's gonna go wrong because in my mind that's boxing karma.
Mm.
Get him, P. That was a Ciroc. That was a Ciroc
Yeah.
talking. The truth.
There's two karmas I believe in: boxing karma and fantasy sports karma, especially fantasy football.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pat.
I mean, my only prediction is we'll probably see a new heavyweight and a new middleweight champion, and probably a new super middleweight champion too. Those are my predictions for the second half of the year. I just have that feeling that those divisions right now they're getting a little bit politically stale. Politically, like, I wouldn't say stale, but again, too damn political for their own good. I just feel that there's going to be an upset in one of those three divisions that change the course of how the division goes.
Before we get to you news, I'm going to say that somebody that we have, well, somebody that's kind of in the consensus top 10 pound for pound will take an L. And go ahead.
No. Go ahead, because you weren't finished. I was gonna say something afterwards. Another prediction.
Yeah, nah, that is my prediction. Somebody who we have in the top 10. And who is expected to fight? Well, I know it won't be Crawford because he's fighting some clown. I'm looking at Canelo, depending on if it's Kovalev. You know what? It'll be Canelo if he fights Kovalev. I'm going. Fuck it. I'm doing it.
It's either gonna be Canelo or Lomachenko that's gonna fall.
Yep.
Like, I don't even want to fucking talk about Crawford right now because as much as I like him, like all of the people on that he has to fight on his side of the street are like, what the fuck? You know, it's funny.
Fight Darko Milicic next.
Yeah, like the first part is Arab Top Rank hypes these guys up as legitimate contenders when they're really not. It's almost like when I used to watch ECW and I used to watch Just Incredible, and they made him seem like
incredible.
When no, he wasn't really shit. He just was pumped up by ECW because he was trash everywhere else. Well, Top Rank was full of nothing but Just Incredibles and Terrence Crawford.
Just incredible. I always thought his name was. He had a nice name.
I do believe. My prediction. I do believe we will see another unified champion in a division. Somebody will unify all 4 belts in another division by the end of 2019.
That's a good prediction.
Well,
it might not be the division that we think, but one division will see another 4 belt.
That could be 140. Won't that be 140?
That could possibly be 140. Yeah.
Could be 140. Could be 118. Could be a lot of divisions. There's especially that's the good thing about when these World Boxing Series hit, they hit like they're the good that comes out of it. We see these fights, all these guys fight the top guys and unify and become undisputed in their division. Unfortunately, I wish that the WBSS would do this in the money-making divisions, but that's another gripe for another day. I'm not going to go on a 15-minute soliloquy over that. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, IBF at 160, but yeah.
My prediction was pretty much what Maul hinted around to. I'm predicting that Canelo and Kovalev will fight. Like that, it won't be. Canelo needs an opponent. I think they're trying to put it up because at the end of the day, some women can't turn down a Chanel bag, and some boxers can't turn down a Canelo bag, and that's what they're offering them. You know what I mean? With Kovalev, the guy who basically just 2 years ago was talking about how he was mentally broken by losing to Andre Ward twice. The guy who still has yet to face Better Beef or Bivol, he would rather face them for less money than face Canelo for more money when he have more of an opportunity. At least I would think if I was Kovalev, I'd have more of an opportunity to beat a smaller guy who's moving up in weight than the guys I don't want to fight now in my weight class. So, and with that, and with the cherry on top being the Canelo bag, you know, the top shelf bag, the one that you take your lady in, you know, and tell her, you know, you've been nice, you know, so we're gonna get you something nice. You know, that's that type of bag. They're gonna take Kovalev in there. That's what Kathy Duva gonna do. She's gonna call him up, get him a little Smirnoff, get him you know, bring him down to the office, point to that big bag on the top shelf, call the Canelo bag, and ask him what he want to do. and we're gonna see him dance on Mexican Independence Day. The franchise is gonna take the W, of course, in the light heavyweight championship and bring it back to Mexico. You know, that's all. Those are my predictions.
I also predict, this is a bold one, I predict that by the end of the year, we will see one notable champion fight his last fight this year.
I was thinking that. Current champion or former?
It could be either. There's a couple of them that I see that could retire. And I'm just gonna say his name. I believe that if Sean Porter gets beat down this September, he will retire. Because I watch all those fight hype videos, I watch all that stuff, and Sean Porter basically told on himself. He basically, because when he was talking about the Pacquiao Thurman fight and analyzing it and wondering about Keith's hunger and all that stuff, he basically mentioned that he was struggling with his own issues of hunger issues and wanting it, because now he's got a kid, he got all this other stuff in his life, that he said he would go as far to sleep in the gym so that he could be there the next morning to fucking work out. Like, when you're going to those lengths to stay hungry, stay thinking about boxing, you're kind of on your last foot. You start talking retirement. When the retirement talk starts, you've already left. You've already somewhat retired, because you're not all there mentally. Especially in a sport like boxing that requires you to be all there mentally. Once you start planning your exit, you've already basically exited.
Right,
and you don't even.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well end on that note, Ma.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I was like, well, damn.
Yeah, I can't even follow that up. And I don't got no jokes for that one.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, I ain't got no witty comeback from that, man. But yeah, like Anu said, man, I think that's a great stopping point. I don't know how y'all feeling. I'm feeling pretty faded. Shout out, happy birthday, our boy Pat. You know what I'm saying? Who turned old today?
Oh, no, you're 38, 39. You 38, and you still posted.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to check the birth certificate. My dog got that damn Don Maker birth certificate.
The Pat Ortiz.
Luis Ortiz, right.
Pat Ortiz.
Pat Ortiz.
Oh, stupid.
That Rigondeaux birth certificate, man. But nah, man. Again, man, I want to thank everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm the host, you know, for the most part. You know, Maul, you can follow me on Instagram, Boxing Brews, and that's with a Z at the end of Brews. On Instagram, you can follow me at boxing_and_brews. Yeah, man, we're gonna continue to bring y'all the fade hour. I'm feeling good, so let me pass it over before I keep rambling.
Yo, what up, yo? It's Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and you know, I gotta thank my fellas, you know, for wishing me a happy birthday and all. Even though they teasing me and all about me being old, that's all right though. You know, 'cause it's all love. You know what I mean? And what I say, you know, just keep loving Pat Scorpio. And, you know, Pat Scorpio keeps loving y'all. Y'all know how to find me. You know what I'm saying? Just put my name in Google, and you know, take you to where you need to be. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy P. I'm already kind of like lightweight faded off the Ciroc. This is what happens when you drink. I'm loving it. You know where you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Bodega Boxing. And let's just hope for a great second half of boxing, because Lord knows the first half has been quite, the stinker. So, whatever. It's almost like I feel like my new dog Apollo that got sprayed in the eye by a skunk yesterday. This is what boxing has done this first half. It's basically just giving stinkers in our eyes.
And before
But-
news start, fuck the Lakers.
Hey.
I mean, yeah, man. That's what people got to say when the,
Fuck
when
'em.
the evil empire is back on top.
Fuck 'em.
When the greatest franchise on earth comes back to life. That's when the haters got to team up like Voltron. Lakers versus the Field 2020 season, man. And we're going straight to the finals. Like I said, I already got a $200 bet on it. So
Damn. Taking
yeah,
all
we
that.
that's just one bet. Just with one person. My Lakers go to the we go to the finals, no less. Not even Western Conference Finals. We're going straight to the finals this year. So,
Yo,
with that being
man,
said,
fuck the Nets simply because I'm mad
What?
right now. Yes, because I was going online because I told myself once Kevin Durant's jersey becomes available, it's a first day cop. So I go online and it's just the regular one. I want the fucking Coogee version because they have like the Nets have the Brooklyn Nets have like the Coogee version of their jerseys as a tribute to like Biggie and shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the Coogee. I'm gonna get the Coogee jersey, and it's not available. What the fuck?
Does
Yes,
the
it's that
Coochie version come with the first Junior Mafia album? Like,
yeah, man. Well, you ain't even got to worry about copping that jersey because Kevin Durant won't be rocking it this season anyway. Unfortunately.
Hey, calm down.
But with that being said, man, this is the Fade Hour episode 63, the mid-year wrap-up.
Oh,
Thank my brothers for stepping through and having a drink and a smoke with me. We chilling every Monday, every Thursday. So 10 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe, hit the notification so y'all can be aware when we're back on. You can follow me on Twitter at RSR_news. That's NEWZZ. Follow the Ringside Rave at Ringside_Rave. And like I said, I'm definitely faded, man. These Girl Scout cookies got me real chill. Like I got the real smooth voice. So with that being said, man, I'm about to get out of here. About to go to sleep. And we out.
One.
Yeah.
One.